It came off that we were trying to hide something, which wasn't necessarily true.
Well, we're still missing a lot of basic information. I mean, I watched that press conference, and in some of the most basic health information that's typically provided wasn't. Was he fever-free off of medications?
You said he's fever-free now. What was his fever when he had one, sir?
I'd rather not give any specific numbers, but he did have a fever Thursday into Friday, and since Friday morning, he's had none.
Obviously, you can give medications to reduce fever. It's critical. Was he receiving medications to reduce the fever? Does he have pneumonia?
What do the X-rays and CT scans show? Are there signs of pneumonia? Are there signs of lung involvement or any damage to the lungs?
Yeah, so we're tracking all of that. There's some expected findings, but nothing of any major clinical concern.
He was asked about chest imaging or any impact on the lungs. This is a respiratory virus. Still don't know the answer to that question.
Minutes after your press conference, White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows told reporters that the president's vitals were very concerning over the past 24 hours. Simple question for the American people. Whose statements about the president's health should we believe?
So the chief and I work side by side, and I think his statement was misconstrued.
He has not received any supplemental oxygen?
He's not on oxygen right now, that's right.
He has not received any at all?
He's not needed any this morning today at all. That's right.
Has he ever been on supplemental oxygen?
Right now he is not on
I understand.
oxygen.
I know you keep saying
That's
right now, but should we read into the fact that he had been previously?
Yesterday and today he was not on oxygen.
So he has not been on it during his COVID treatment?
He's not on oxygen right now. It's today, Saturday?
Saturday.
No, Thursday.
Okay, so no Thursday, no Friday, no Saturday. That's fine.
So
that was why we were confused.
Thursday, no oxygen, none at this moment. Yeah, and yesterday with the team, while we were all here, he was not on oxygen. Late Friday morning, when I returned to the bedside, the president had a high fever, and his oxygen saturation was transiently dipping below 94%. Given these two developments, I was concerned for possible rapid progression of the illness. I recommended the president we try some supplemental oxygen, see how he'd respond. He stayed on that for about an hour, maybe, and it was off and gone. I was trying to reflect the upbeat attitude that the team, the president, that his course of illness has had. Didn't want to give any information that might steer the course of illness in another direction, and in doing so, it came off that we were trying to hide something, which wasn't necessarily true.
He said that he didn't want to make the illness worse. How would Dr. Conley, being honest, make the president's sickness worse?
Just 72 hours into the diagnosis now.
He was reading a statement that had been prepared, had been vetted, I'm sure, and it said 72 hours since the diagnosis. That meant the president would have been diagnosed on Wednesday morning. This is more than just political intrigue, Jake. I mean, it has real ramifications. First of all, about the time course of his illness and how things are likely to progress. The timeline really matters here. It really matters both for other people and for the president himself.
Doctor, what was the date of the president's last negative test?
I'm not going to get into all the testing going back.
Was he tested on Tuesday before he went to the debate? And then was he tested on Thursday morning before he went to New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm not going to give you a detailed readout with timestamps of every time the president's tested. He's tested regularly, and the first positive test he received was after his return from Bedminster.
the dexamethasone, and we decided that in this case, the potential benefits early on the course probably outweighed any risks at this time.
Oh, he's definitely sicker than they've let on. All day on Friday, they were underplaying, resting comfortably when he was actually feverish, fatigued. His oxygen saturation was going down. They had to put him on oxygen. You don't jump to remdesivir, which isn't yet indicated for the supposed condition he had, and you don't add an experimental cocktail, which hasn't been even given an emergency use authorization, unless you're really, really worried and things are much worse.